Welcome to The Awakened Heart, a podcast for healing women. This is a place where your voice matters, your body is sacred, and your journey home to yourself is honored no matter how winding the road. I'm Autumn Moran, life professional counselor in the state of Texas, life coach in Texas and beyond, anywhere else in America or the world. I'm a 500-hour trained yoga instructor, still learning, still wanting to train, still wanting to do more always. But ultimately, I am your companion on this divine sacred path we call healing. This episode is for the woman who is tired in her bones but is still showing up smiling. I started this episode about just being tired and saying yes, and it morphed into the reality of it is people pleasing. The reality of it is fawning. The reality of it is a trauma response. So this episode, this week's bonus episode, and so far next week's Wednesday episode will all be about people pleasing and how to undo it, how to make peace with yourself and not wear it as a badge of honor, because you don't deserve to run yourself into the ground for everyone else. It's not sustainable, and you know it, you feel it. So this is for you if you wake up with heaviness in your chest, dread in your stomach, a body that whispers, please fucking stop, please say no. And yet you get up, you get dressed, you go to work, you care for others, you say yes when every cell in your body is screaming no. If that's you, take a breath, relax the shoulders, relax the jaws. You're so welcome here. Let's get into it and see what we're exploring today, because I'm excited about this. We're going to do somatic signals of burnout and trauma, because burnout and trauma can come one and the other, can look the same. So you may not necessarily want to consider it a trauma response at this point, but people pleasing leads to burnout. And that's why we're here. We'll look at why we keep overriding our body's boundaries, what it really looks like to say yes when you mean no, and gentle ways to start rebuilding trust with your body. This isn't about shame. This is about coming home to yourself with honesty and compassion. Our bodies speak to us long before we understand the language. Burnout, trauma, and emotional overwhelm often show up somatically. Morning dread or heaviness that I spoke of earlier before the day begins. Chronic tension in your jaws, your shoulders, your neck. Shallow breathing or forgetting to breathe deeply. So this means only breathing into the chest, not breathing down into the belly, getting a full breath. You want to have a big Buddha belly on the inhale. Exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. You know what I mean? Where it's like, I know I did 8 hours. I know I did 9 hours. I know I did 10 hours. And for the life of me, I can't shake it. You could also experience numbness, going through the motions but not feeling alive, just numb as hell. GI issues, nausea, constipation, or just digestive upset under stress. Flinching, irritation, or internal shutdown when someone asks something of you. Your body is wise. These are not failures. These are signals. They're telling you, please slow down. Please listen. Please tend to me. But many of us were taught to override these signals from childhood. Get up. Don't be lazy. Don't complain. Push through it. You got this. Keep going. Don't be difficult. So we became excellent at ignoring ourselves, yeah? If you keep saying yes when your body says no, you are not weak. You are responding to deep conditioning. Fear of disappointing others. So possibly this fear of disappointing others is because you learned your worth was tied to how helpful or how agreeable you were. Survival strategy. In trauma, fawning is people-pleasing. It keeps us safe. You say yes to avoid conflict, say yes to avoid punishment, or you say yes to avoid being abandoned. Perfectionism We believe we'd be able to handle everything, so saying no feels like a failure. For a neurodivergent woman who's experienced trauma, perfectionism most of the time runs pretty high. It is a trauma response of your lived experience. And then there's disconnection from the body. If you weren't taught to listen to your body cues, if you were someone as a child or in any part of your life that was in tune with their body, it can say what you felt and it was dismissed, your default became your external focus. What do they need? What do they expect? What keeps the peace? What keeps them at peace? So what does it look like to say yes when you mean no? Here's what this might look like in real life. Agreeing to take on extra work when you're already drowning. Saying yes to social plans when you're too exhausted to shower or brush your teeth or any of those things. Listening to a friend vent for an hour when you have no capacity, when maybe you are the one that needs to be doing the venting. Staying late at work out of guilt, not by choice. Saying it's fine when your internal world is screaming otherwise. You know, the age-old saying, it's fine. What is it? Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional? What's fine look like? Because fine's probably not fine. Every time you do this, your body remembers, and over time it learns, my needs don't matter. Safety is in self-abandonment. Safety is in self-abandonment. That's the message we're sending to ourselves when we say yes, when we really want to say no, or when we say no, when we really want to say yes. Take a quick break. Take a quick breath. I'm going to sip my coffee. All right, here we go. How to start rebuilding trust in your body. Let's get into it. Healing from a lifetime of self-abandonment doesn't begin with grand gestures. It begins with small, micro, daily moments where you choose to listen to your body, even when your mind tries to override it. Let's break this down into some practical steps that's a little more deeper. Like, first off, pause and check in. Before you say yes, before you reply to that text, before you even open to read the text, before you add something else to your to-do list, pause. If you're comfortable with it, place a hand on your heart, your stomach, your thighs, wherever feels good to you, and just ask yourself, what does my body say about this? And listen for subtle cues. Tightening of your chest might mean no. A deepening breath might mean a yes. A lump in your throat might say maybe, but not right now. At first, you might hear silence, and that's okay. You've been tuned into everyone else. You're building a relationship with your body's voice, and that takes time. That trust takes time. You can name the sensation. Your body speaks in sensations, not sentences. When you notice a reaction, label it gently without judgment. My stomach feels heavy. My shoulders are tightening. My chest feels open and warm. This practice is more than mindfulness. It's a nervous system regulation practice. Naming sensations helps your body feel seen, not suppressed. And over time, your nervous system learns that it's safe to communicate with you again. All is clear. If saying no feels terrifying, you don't have to jump straight into the big no's. Start with micro no's to build confidence. Not right now. Let me check my calendar and get back to you. This buys you time to assess your capacity rather than reflexively saying yes. I can't take that on today. I'd love to, but I don't have the energy for this week. I don't have the energy for it today, right now. Each micro no teaches your body that safety doesn't depend on overextending yourself. You're allowed to have limits, and it lets your nervous system know that you're allowed to have boundaries and rules. Your body has spent years being overridden. It may flinch or tense when you begin to listen to it, fearing you'll dismiss it again. Throughout the day, offer silent reassurance. It's safe to rest now. I hear you, body. That was a long walk. I hear you, body. I've been sitting for a long time. Let me walk around the house, walk around the building. You're allowed to slow down, body. Let's take it a little slower. Let's relax our shoulders. Let's slow our pace. And you can tell yourself something like, we don't have to push through everything today. One thing is enough. These quiet affirmations rebuild inner safety. It helps your nervous system know that you are not here to force yourself. You are here to care for yourself. And we often override our most basic needs: eating, drinking water, going to the bathroom, stretching, because we feel urgency to perform or serve others first, or we're in a hyper focus, neurodivergently speaking. But rebuilding trust means prioritizing small, visible acts of self-honoring. Eat at least 3 times a day. I'm not kidding. Set 3 alarms and eat something as close to natural and healthy as possible, no matter how big or small the meal. And I know everyone's talking about protein. But if you can get 20 to 30 grams of protein per meal, it really does fill you up. Is that a challenge? Yes. Does it take a lot of trial and error of meals that you can become comfortable with? Yes. But you owe that to yourself. Hydrate. Try herbal teas that you can make into iced tea, so you can get that iced latte feel, that iced coffee feel. Find a good bottle of water or a good bottle that you can put water in that motivates you. Set an alarm. Once an hour, sip some water. Relax your shoulders. Relax your jaws. Stretch in some way in between tasks. Do this and do it often. I like to use my vibration plate. I will get on that in between sessions if I've been sitting all day, and I'll just chant whatever chakra I'm working on and use the vibrations to fill that chant. How about resting your eyes from screens for a few minutes each hour? Just a few minutes. So this is where the Pomodoro technique becomes your friend. The Pomodoro technique is where you do something for 20 to 25 minutes. You take a 5-minute break. You repeat that 3 times. So you do that 3 rounds. And then after the 3rd round, you take a real break, 30 minutes to an hour. And then you repeat that all day. You can combine the Pomodoro technique for getting away from screens with drinking water. Each time you take a break on Pomodoro, grab your water, take a sip and a walk. Get out of the screen area. Get the screen away from your face. And just for my neurodivergent folks, if 20 minutes of starting anything sounds excruciating on low dopamine days, I encourage you to try the reverse Pomodoro technique. Start with 5 minutes, rest for 20 minutes, repeat that 3 times, and then take a break. By the time you're in the middle of the reverse Pomodoro technique, you get enough dopamine, you get enough motivation that you can reverse into the Pomodoro. So it's not failure. It's not some cop-out. It's a way to get the dopamine going. It's a way to accommodate yourself. Go to the bathroom as soon as you feel the urge instead of holding it in. And if you can't tell when you need to go until it's an absolute emergency, set timers and alarms for yourself. Every 3 to 4 hours, go to the bathroom. When that alarm goes off every 3 hours, go to the bathroom. Check in with your body. See how it feels each time the alarm goes off. Get to know your body sensations. Show up for you. Let it know that it's safe to be you. I mean, these might seem insignificant, but they are profound acts of self-parenting. They teach your body that you're saying, I'm here for you now. I will not ignore your calls for care. Your body is not an inconvenience. It's information. Your body's yes is not a demand. It's guidance. Your body's silence is not absence. It's waiting for you to listen again. The more you pause, name what's going on for you, say micro no's, reassure yourself that you are worthy and required to self-care, and tend to your needs, the more your body will trust you with its truth. And from there, your yes becomes authentic. Your no becomes holy. Your life becomes yours. If your body has been saying no while your mouth keeps saying yes, if your bones feel weary from carrying the weight of unspoken boundaries, if your smile feels heavy because it hides the ache beneath it, I want you to know this. You are not here to abandon yourself for others' comfort. Your yes is sacred. Your no is sacred. Your silence, your slowness, your pause, it's all sacred. Your yes only means something when it's true, when it comes from an aligned, rested, honest place inside of you. Imagine, just for a moment, what would it feel like to live in a body you trust? A body that trusts you. A body that believes she listens to me now. She doesn't force me past my limits anymore. She chooses me. I invite you to breathe into that possibility right now. Today, let your body hear you say, I promise to listen to you. Even if I can't always honor it yet, I'm learning. I'm learning I'm worthy of self-care. I am learning to protect myself. I am learning the value of rest. I am worthy of love that doesn't require exhaustion or performance. Because your worth was never meant to be proven through depletion. It was never meant to be proven at all. But what is worth really? You've never felt it. If you've only known worth as something you earn, achieve, perform, or prove, if someone asks you to feel your worth right now, and all you feel is emptiness or confusion, that makes sense. So what is worth? Worth is the quiet knowing that your existence has meaning even if you're never accomplishing another thing. Worth is feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin, knowing you belong here simply because you're breathing. Worth is the softness in your chest when you're held by someone who sees you without needing you to be anything else. I'm going to take a sip. And worth is the steady truth that even if you disappoint, fail, or fall apart, you're still human, still needed, still loved. So what does worth feel like? It might feel like peace in your belly, or an exhale that reaches all the way down to your hips, or the tears that rise when you hear, you don't have to prove yourself to be loved, my dear, you just don't. It might not feel like anything yet, and that's okay. Sometimes worth is quiet at first. Sometimes it's simply the absence of panic for a moment. Sometimes it's the tiniest spark of hope whispering, maybe I'm allowed to be here exactly as I am. Is it tangible? It's not something you can hold in your hands. Worth is something you hold in your being. It shows up in how you speak to yourself and how you care for your body, not as a task, but as an act of reverence. It's how you let yourself rest without apology, in how you say no when your soul says no, and yes when your soul says yes. Your worth is not something you earn. It is something you carry, something that exists simply because you do. You were worthy then, you are worthy now, and you will always be worthy. Nothing you say yes or no to will ever change that truth. May your no be as holy as your yes. May your rest be as valued as your work. And I'm going to take a sidestep because some of this stuff, they can poke holes in it, right? Maybe you don't feel valued in your work. Maybe you don't feel valued at home. If you've got kids or a partner, or it's not the quote unquote perfect scenario, or it's just life, you may feel undervalued. Responsibilities may be unequal. You may be the default parent, and you may feel undervalued. But that doesn't mean you can't bring value to yourself. That doesn't mean you can't take moments for yourself. You can't say no to some requests that you normally jump to. You can say, not right now. I'm healing. I'll be out in 15 minutes. Assuming you have bigger kids. Little kids work when they're napping. You know, they're angelic when they're napping, and a lot of stuff can get done when they're napping. Fuck the dishes. Fuck the carpet. Fuck the windows needed to be clean. Like the car needed to be clean. Take a moment for yourself. Before we close today, if this conversation about people pleasing and honoring your needs resonated with you, like I said, I've got the bonus episode coming Friday, and this is all about meal planning burnout. When you can't feed yourself or others, or you're having a hard time feeding yourself and others, when food is just an obstacle now, when you're just burnt out, overwhelmed. Because for so many of us, saying yes when we mean no doesn't just happen in relationships. It happens how we feed ourselves. I wanted to eat that healthy meal today, but I waited too long, and then I got the best of me and I ate the bag of chips instead. I abandoned myself in that moment. I mean, the overwhelming grocery shopping, the exhaustion in planning meals for yourself and others, and the burnout of trying to nourish yourselves when running on empty. It's going to be gentle. It's going to be validating. It might just give you the permission slip you need today to take up some space for yourself. So find it here on Friday. Next Wednesday will be another people-pleasing, more in-depth about the trauma response and how to heal it on a trauma response lens. If you ever felt like your work depends on what you do for others, or if you feel trapped in saying yes when your soul is screaming no, this episode and next week's episode is for you. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Follow me, comment. I'm bringing it home, ladies. If you're craving more support for your healing journey, head to my Linktree. It's all there. I offer private sessions for therapy if you're in Texas, and life coaching if you're outside the state or abroad. Whether you're healing trauma, navigating a big life shift, or just ready to come home to yourself, it's my honor to hold space for women just like you every day. Fill out a consultation request via my Linktree for a free 15-minute chat to see if we're a good fit. And also, there's a goody badass playlist from Spotify that I made for healing women to heal through softness and strength. Because you are never too much, never too late, or never too far gone. And you don't have to figure it all out alone. Until next time, my dear, take care of your precious self. Your no is holy. Your yes is a gift. May both come from your truth. May you be happy and free. May mine and your healing ripple outward to bless the world with happiness and freedom. Take care of you, and I'll see you soon.